هو ليس مجرد مدرب في كرة القدم، ولا شخص تعشقه الملايين من عشاق الكرة العالمية بصفة عامة وعشاق المانيو بصفة خاصة. هو رجل رمز، يمثل الطموح، يمثل الانتصارات، يمثل الأحلام، ويمثل التحدي. السير أليكس فيرغسون اختار أبو ظبي الرياضية وقبل أيام قليلة من احتفاله بعيد ميلاده 70 ليقول ما في قلبه، خاصة بعد أن أزيحت ستار عن تمثال برونزي يمثل إنجازاته هناك في الأولد ترافورد. السير أليكس فيرغسون اختار يوما شديد البرودة، وفي الصباح الباكر كان هذا اللقاء.
Morning. Good to see you. Nice to see you. How are you? I'm good.
Sir, 31st of December is a special day for a special person, and definitely it's special for us. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
When you think about this year, you know, and you check your bucket list during your life, is there any wish you haven't achieved yet?
No, I think it, in terms of football management, I've achieved everything I've ever wished for. You can never imagine when you start this game that you're going to have the success I've had. You know, it's been a great journey for me. But you know that being manager of Manchester United, you have to kick on all the time. You can't think back to what's behind you. You've got to look forward all the time. And I think our club is like that. You know, that's why we've always got young players in the squad, and our academy is important to us in terms of developing young people. So the drive is always on to do better and always to try and maintain the success we've had, which is not easy in the Backwest Premier League. It's a difficult league, and European football, of course, is getting stronger and stronger.
Celebrating your birthday, and this year there is statues for Sir Alex Ferguson and Old Trafford. Was that one of your wishes, and what does it mean to you?
No, it wasn't one of my wishes. It was the club's idea to do it, which was a very proud moment for me, obviously. And you know, we have the statue for Sir Matt, and with the Holy Trinity outside Old Trafford of Best Law and Charlton, you know. So I think that what they do, they honour the people who have been there a long time and have brought success to the club, which is, I think, is very nice.
In your journey, you know, with a lot of success, and in 2002, if I remember, in December 2002, you were celebrating your 60th birthday, and you said, in 2-3 years, I'll be, you know, leaving, you know, my career. But there is a lady called Kathy, who is your wife, you know, she insists that you continue. And you continue with success again, you know, but let me hear from you, you know, the role that Kathy plays, you know, in your success.
Well, I've been married 47 years, and I think that she's been responsible for bringing up my children. There's no question about that. She's a fantastic wife, and she really is a wife and mother and grandmother to all the family. And I think that without that backing and support I've had from her, there's no way I'd have lasted as long as I've done. And I think that's a lot down to her own drive and also, you know, aspirations for me.
This typical question always come, you know, whenever we talk with Sir Alex Ferguson. Who's qualified to replace Sir Alex Ferguson, you know, in Old Trafford?
Well, there's no one in the agenda, I can assure you. I'm hoping to stay on for a bit of time anyway. But it's very difficult because over the years, names have been bandied about, and you know, the football is such a precarious industry that, for instance, if you could be talking about one of the potentially exciting young managers of the game, is it going to be here in 2 years' time? Because the sack race in terms of management is horrendous sometimes, and it's a result industry, of course, but sometimes a manager can only get survive maybe 4 games if he doesn't win a match. You look at certain clubs and, you know, that's obvious. So to look ahead, say 2 years ahead, it's impossible to say who's even going to be there, you know, so it's a difficult one.
You spoke, you know, before about David Moyes. You said he's qualified, but people now talking a lot about Mourinho.
But as I say, there's always going to be names bandied about. There's no question about that. And they're all qualified people, you know, and you're not bad to know whether, you know, nobody knows where they're going to be in 2 or 3 years' times. I think top managers will always be, you know, in demand. You know, the Pepe Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, David Moyes. There's a lot of successful managers out there, and I don't know what their plans are. Who knows where we're going to be in 2 or 3 years' time?
To us, definitely, you know, nobody can replace Sir Alex Ferguson. You became like an icon, you know.
Someone will have to.
Old Trafford, you know, we cannot imagine Man United without Sir Alex Ferguson, and that, you know, makes me throw this question. The derby came on time. You won it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game, incredible match. Played at an amazing pace and tempo, incident, controversy. You know, everything that happened can happen in a football match happened, and 5 goals. You know, so we're very pleased. We're very pleased to win that one.
You surprised everybody, you know, by playing 4-4-2, Rooney and Van Persie on the front. Especially the game before that game, you know, your defense, you know, wasn't in great shape.
No, but I think a lot of our defenders have been down to maybe concentration, and they knew that, so the players knew that on Sunday the concentration level had to be high to get the result we got. But we lost 2 goals, but not down to what you would say bad defensive play. We have to give credit to Manchester City. You know, that they do in the second half of matches, they do get better, and they had a real goal for 20 minutes. They were on top of us. And they managed to get the first goal when we maybe should have 3-0 up, and they made it 2-1. And obviously that gave them incentive to go for the second goal, which they got 5 minutes to go.
So when it was 2-0 for you, it wasn't the game, wasn't the refrigerator?
Definitely not. No, I knew it'd been more difficult in the second half.
But you insisted to win it. You know, sending forward, you know, the last moment of the game, you know, that shows that you had, you know, grip to win this game.
But we're just playing with the history book, really. You know, we don't, particularly in the last stages of the matches, we don't give in, we keep going. We want to win matches, you know, and I think actually after they scored the second goal for that 5-minute period, we started to play better. And that's an indication of the desire to win the match. And we managed to do it.
6 points ahead, you know, the top of the league. And do you think a little bit about last season? Do you think about the comeback, you know, another team, you know, to compete with you on the championship?
No, you have to think about the previous season where we lost it, and we were 4-2 up against Everton with 7 minutes to go. That cost us a week, no question. It won't happen again, trust me.
Who's your competitor?
Man City.
Man City. How about Chelsea?
It's possible because we were 12 points behind Newcastle one year and managed to win it. And there was another occasion where we got a horrendous list of injuries. We lost an 11-point lead to Arsenal. So it's possible. But if you ask me who I think the biggest danger is, it's in Manchester City.
But really, in your mind right now, you know, you think about it's the number 20 this year?
Well, I hope so. We've got the players. We're getting players back from injury, particularly defenders. That can only help us. We've had a horrendous spell in the last 2-3 years with defenders being injured. In fact, you know, the man Vidic has just come back now from being off. You can almost say he's been missing really for a year and 3 months. He's only played a few games. So he was a captain. He's a real warrior. He's a leader. And that can only help us. And with Smalling and Jones back, you know, that it gives us stronger options in defending.
Signing up Van Persie, did that give you the edge, you know, to win this title?
Well, he certainly is an absolute magnificent player, and he brings maturity. He's proven goal scorer, proven international. He's a good age because, you know, we've a lot of young strikers with Chicharito, Welbeck are young players, and I think he's helping them. I think he's helping to improve, and he's been outstanding since he came.
You won the derby, you are 6 points ahead, and you qualified for the second round of Champions League. Is it going to be a special year? Is it going to be the Premier League and Champions League?
Well, it's always hard to marry the two together, but we've done it in the past, and there's no reason why we can't do it this season too. But obviously with Manchester City, that gives them an advantage in the league games, because they don't have to prepare for European ties. But we've done it for years, and there's no reason why we can't do it again. I think our club should have done better in European football over the years. We've sometimes been unlucky, sometimes we've been disappointed, and sometimes we've thrown games away. But that's the nature of European football. If you make a mistake, you can suffer. We've got enough experience to do well. And as I said, very, very importantly, getting defenders back will be a big, big boost to us.
I do have a great feeling that will be special years for Manchester United and Sir Alex Ferguson.
Probably.
Mancini said, it took Alex Ferguson 14 years to win the Champions League. Do you think really Man City needs 14 years to win the Champions League?
It's a good question. The times that we lost semi-finals with Borussia Dortmund, Leverkusen, those games, we always felt we should have done better. But when you lose an important game at a later stage of the season, it does tend to give you the incentive to do better the next time. And don't forget that what Robert Mancini is saying is correct, but England weren't in European football for 5 years. They never got back until 1991. That was the first year because they were banned from European football. So from 86 to 91, 5 years, there was no English team in Europe. So I think we made great strides when we won the European Cup Winners' Cup in 91. And from there on, we were contesting quite well. We got to semi-finals, quarter-finals, and eventually in 99 we managed to win it, and we win it again. So I think that, in fairness, although Roberto Mancini mentions 14 years, which is not really accurate, it's actually it was only 8 years, before we won the European Cup. So that's not too bad.
At that time you were building Man United.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
we're getting better, more experience in Europe, understanding the game in Europe, preparation, tactics, and managed to get there.
Sir, I thank you very much. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time, but, to the best player, your vote will go for Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi?
Both of them the best in the world. Both have different qualities, but fantastic desires, the both of them. Pride to play, pride of preparation. Ronaldo would practice here for hours, and that's what's made him a great player. And we had the privilege of having him for 6 years. He was a fantastic player. Probably he'll go down as one of the best players ever at this club.
Searching for good players, Man City wants to get rid of Balotelli. Would you consider him in your squad?
I have enough players.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.